mainstream media. Because if Kawhi, in my personal opinion, if Kawhi felt as if he was mistreated or mishandled or he couldn't trust Pop, he wouldn't have greeted him with a smile. He gave him that stoic greeting like he gives everybody else. But he gave the man a hug and they smiled and walked away, damn near embracing. So there's something that the mainstream media is leaving out of the San Antonio conversation, and that's why Kawhi said what he said. And I understand it's their job to create and stir the pot, but how about just doing like we do on Esquire Radio? Follow Esquire. Hey, Sid, try to follow Esquire Radio, brother. Hit the follow button on Esquire Radio. Get notifications for some dope shows, dope music. My man Dick Greatest, my man DJ Knox, my man Mo Cheese, my man. Follow Angry Black Man ABM in the chat room too. You ain't doing that. Follow me. But that's what leads me to believe there's something, as we know, always left out of the story. Of course, the player's always the bad guy. He's unappreciated. He ain't appreciating everything. But let's be honest. A guy like Kawhi Leonard, who's in the under the belly of the beast down there in South Texas, in San Antonio, he don't have no problem. That might be West Texas or whatever. He in Texas, where there ain't a whole lot of big time media in San Antonio. He's obscure. He's to himself. He's in an obscure place and he's to himself. He really, if something didn't go wrong on San Antonio's part, he wouldn't have wanted out of there. They chant his uncle's name, which I really, really dislike the way they talk about his uncle. His uncle is one of the better known investment bankers in the United States of America. His uncle has been there since day one. He's part of Kawhi's circle like Rich Paul and Maverick Carter are to LeBron. He's been there every step of the way. And who better to have in your corner than an uncle who actually gives a damn about you, who's an investment banker? You can't beat that. A respected investment banker. He's just not some dude who, I do this, man. I do finance. This dude is he's wildly respected. So when y'all try to paint this dude out as Uncle Slim on the corner with a do-rag on, showing up to meetings in a wife beater, and a dingy wife beater with a Newport in his ear, y'all really be blowing me with that mainstream media. This dude ain't just somebody's uncle who's smoking weed in his mama's basement. This dude is an established businessman, respected probably internationally as well. So stop it with that nonsense. But they always get offended when you hold their feet to the fire when you talking about this foolishness, man. When you talking about this tomfoolery that y'all call the mainstream media, that's when they get mad. So please cut it out. Cut the man Kawhi some slack. Big up to Kawhi, even though the Spurs won, you lost. And DeMar DeRozan showed up and showed out. Big up to DeMar DeRozan, and I'll holler at your boy. Now, I got to go get my soapbox once again and pull it out for this skank Michelle Beadle. I don't like this lady, man. I don't like this lady. If I could, if I had a few wishes from a genie, after I get billions and billions of dollars and save my community, I would wish to be a chick so I could punch her in her face. And I mean that. I don't like that lady. And all the ladies who are listening, I'm not an abusive man. I'm not going to beat up on women, but I would change it to a woman and kick her ass. But Michelle Beadle, they were talking about booing former players. And my main man, Mr. Big Shot, Chauncey Billups, and King of the Haters, Paul Pierce, Paul the Truth, if he the truth, what was the question? But Paul Pierce, they were on NBA, whatever it was last night, and they were talking about booing a player returning, and she's trying to justify this foolishness. Now I understand if you leave abruptly, or if you feel like if you're a petulant child, I like Marbury, but if you leave like Marbury, I can get it. Marbury was on some jealousy thing, man. Play your contract out and then you get your paper, and then you can't get a raise when everybody else get a raise. That's pocket watching. But if you do it like that, I can see people booing. But why is it that, as I've stated several times on the End of the Bench podcast, as I'm going to say right now, why is it that y'all don't ever boo management? when they trade off of Baron Davis, tap him on the shoulder while he on the plane and say, "Oh no, you ain't making this true. We just traded you." After begging him to come to the Clippers and using his grandmother who lives in South Central Los Angeles as a pawn. Y'all know he was raised by his grandmother. He wanted to play in LA, and y'all talked him into leaving Golden State and going down there when they had just beat the Dallas Mavericks and used his grandmother as a pawn, and then you trade him to Cleveland. Why ain't nobody booing that? Why didn't nobody in Chicago boo the fact that they ran Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen and the overrated Phil Jackson? Yep, overrated. Overrated. But when they ran them out of town. Why ain't nobody boo Danny? Why ain't booing Danny Ainge in Boston when you don't let Paul Pierce retire a Boston Celtic? Why ain't nobody doing that? See, these are the things that just bother me about the situation. You always take sides of management. You taking the sides of the billionaires over the millionaires. I understand that sounds crazy, but these people most of these guys come from your community. Most of these guys come from the bottom. They work their way up to the point they are now. So when she started, "Oh, well, you can't boo," and he was like, "Well, she gonna say, well, they don't boo you unless you're a fan. They only boo you when you're a fan favorite. You didn't get booed," and Paul Pierce jumped down her throat. I'm not a fan of this creep, Paul Pierce, Charles Barkley Jr., but I will say I was a fan last night, and he made me like him a little more than I like Charles Barkley last night, which is really not hard for me to do. Like you more than I like Charles Barkley. All you have to do is probably exhale, and I can like you more than I like Charles Barkley. But I did become a semblance of a fan of Paul Pierce last night when he checked it, when he was like, "Look, they traded Chauncey, and my main man Joe Dumars traded him." Don't get me wrong, I think it was bogus, but I do get their point. Why are y'all only booing players? And why is it Michelle Beadle and other media types always trying to justify the booing of a big time player who see, the thing is, people don't look at this in depthly. When you trade me in the middle of the season without me knowing, you turn my family upside down. You turn my life upside down. Some people have their parents, like the homie CJ McCollum. His mother lives with him. So now I got to pick up and move my mama too. Dame Dallas, his mama was living with him. So when it's just the way it is. Well, okay, if it's the way it is, don't be sitting out burning down jerseys and shit like that. If that's just the way it goes that way when I leave too. So don't boo me then. Or save some of that negative energy, and when Gar Foreman and John Paxson hit the United Center, boo their ass out the state of Illinois. Or when Larry Bird fired a coach that he shouldn't have fired, boo his ass. But that don't happen. I don't know why, but it don't. So, with that being said, just miss me with the nonsense, Michelle Beadle. I don't like your ugly ass anyway. But, go ahead on with that bullshit, man. Shut the hell up. And why they got... Oh, God. You know what? This is going to be sexist as hell. Why they got her up there, man? She ain't playing no damn basketball. She ain't done nothing but look ugly and sit up at that damn thing. Get Candace Park up there, man. Get her ass out of here, man. Get Candace Park up there. Get the African girl, Ula Walla. I don't know how I say her name. She playing the WNBA. Get one of them chicks up there, man. So, miss me with that nonsense. Michelle Beadle, you know what? This week's Sit Your Ass Down award goes to Michelle Beadle. I had almost forgot about it. But since I didn't, this week's Sit Your Ass Down award, Michelle Beadle, it goes to you. So you can just... Sit your ass down. Because I'm sick of you, lady. Now, speaking of... I got to give it up this week, man. Usually I'm sick of the... it's two things they talked about this week in the National Basketball Association. One of them I'm sick of, and one I was glad to see come. Even though I don't agree with it, I was glad that they weren't talking about LeBron. LeBron James says he's the greatest player in the world. And then now, all of a sudden... Oh, how you going to be better than Jordan? Because he said to him, I'm going to need y'all to climb off. Isn't any more room on Jordan's dick, man? Please. I done booed some players, bro. No, hey, Mo, you ain't booed no players because they left. I bet you probably booed him because he stunk up the gym, he choked, or anything like that. You ain't booed him, oh man, you don't want to stay with the host. Boo! You ain't doing that, Mo. I mean, you better than that, man. I'm sorry, Charlie. You better. But I mean, booing you because you suck. Like James Harden should get booed. Damn, up until this last week, he should have been getting booed most of the season. And now he done woke up again. No more boos. I'm with the boo with that. But boo because this team ain't putting enough pieces around me, and I'm getting my ass whooped every week and all that. Just like right now, if Anthony Davis left New Orleans, they will boo him. Y'all ain't gonna talk about Alfred Payton being hurt. Y'all not gonna talk about every time I get some decent ball players around me. Drew Holiday for a couple years was hurt. Y'all let Rondo go. All these things that contribute to Anthony Davis losing every night. Y'all not talking about that, but y'all just gonna boo him if he leave. That's what I'm talking about, Mo. That's what I'm talking about. Mo Cheese in the bill. Thanks for the support, brother. But back to what I was saying. LeBron James has every right to believe he's better than Michael Jordan. My man Mo said I agree, but I do boo Kawhi. I'd boo Kawhi if I was a Spurs fan. Okay, let me ask you this. Would you boo management for signing that fucking bum-ass LaMarcus Aldridge to that extension? Because that motherfucker ain't worth 1,000 cookies. Would you boo them? See, if you're gonna boo, spread the bad decision boos to everybody. That's all I'm saying. When you see R.C. Bruford come from the on the sideline, as soon as he shows his face, boo! Why you get that bum? Boo! Why you keep signing him? Boo! Boo everybody. If you're gonna boo, spread that boo all around, man. Don't just boo the players. Boo these bum ass management staff. They need to be. It ain't even. I don't even think it's a game tonight at the United Center. It should be a bunch of people outside booing Garth Foreman and John Paxson. That's all I'm saying. Boo it. Boo it all. Don't just boo the players. We stop drawing allegiances with just the management team. Yeah, Aldridge, man, that dude overrated. My man Mo just said Aldridge is garbage. That man is Ed Norton. Sewage. But LeBron James, people, LeBron James, this is a problem I have. I spoke on this early in the show. You've never heard the conversation, who's the best, Joe DiMaggio, or I haven't heard it, Joe DiMaggio or Mickey Mantle. I've never heard the conversation, who's the best, Roger Clemens or Greg Maddux or Randy Johnson, Roger Clemens. I don't hear that. We all big time sports fans. We all hear these watch and see these sports conversations and shows. You never hear who's the best. Clemens, I've never heard it. Maybe you guys have heard it. I don't have a problem with that. If you've heard it, please correct me. But I cannot remember one time that when you heard Roger Clemens being compared to Randy Johnson or Greg Maddux. My man, Angry Black Man, back on. Oh, okay. The greatest said the Houston offensive line did not come to play today. They ain't been to play for 17 weeks, bruh. Super scrub. This man called Aldridge a bum, or put Derek Fisher. Hey man, I told you what it is. Derek Fisher made the all-time backcourt because Kobe Bryant. He played so many games, won so many championships with Kobe Bryant. It's Kobe's greatness is uplifting his scrubness. Hey man, I told you, Angry Black Man, fuck your couch, nigga. That's what I got to say about you, man. Fuck your couch, nigga. That's what I'm saying. You ain't finna dupe me into no more Robert Horry conversations. Yes, no more. You will do that no more. And speaking of that, before I finish that point, thank you, Angry Black Man. It's time to get back to the
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
top 9 backcourts in the history of the National Basketball Association. For those who don't know, that's my main man, said to try to see. Give him a holler. Thanks for the support, said. Part 1/5 of the Fab 5. We might be the Fearless 4 because we kicking Terrence out. Let me know if we kicking him out, I said. Now, number 9 was Jerry West and Gail Goodrich. Number 8 was fellow alumnus Hersey Hawkins and Gary Payton. Yes,